Namaste programs, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're doing the Nevada bush trip. I have done it before when the game first came out, but I didn't do it for the channel and I didn't get the achievement because of a bug. So we're doing it again and we're going to enjoy it. So from abandoned goldfields on California western foothills to the cracked desert plains of Black Rock City, from the glistening shores of Lake Tahoe to the sprawling cliffs of Yosemite Valley, this epic journey into the majestic Sierra Nevada has no shortage of breathtaking scenery to discover from a perspective few pilots ever get to experience. We'll be in a Savage Cub. It's 1,500 kilometers, 9.5 hours, 25 legs. And I believe it's from Breckenridge to Mariposa. So let's start. Leg 1. Okay, so here we go. We're doing 064 to KIYK, which is Bakersfield to Inyokern Airport. So let's get going. We go. Hey, nearly made it. So we're doing 12 degrees for 3 minutes and 7 seconds. Now this plane doesn't have the autopilot stuff, so it's all on the instructions. Pretty much already messed it up, haven't I? Could I have turned the other way? Did I just go completely the wrong way here? There we go. 12 degrees. Okay, so Kern River. Welcome to Bakersfield, California. Your first stop on this tour of North America High Sierra. From a quaint airstrip, wind your way north along a stretch of road through the agriculture-rich landscape. Eventually, your path will intersect with State Route 178 highway, leading you northeast towards the Sierra Nevada mountains and the path of Kern River. Okay, so in a few minutes, we're looking for a highway. Look what we've got here. Nothing much. Oh. Of course, all of the controls have gone messed up again. Well, let's fix that. Look at this town underneath us here. Isn't it pretty? Alright, I think we're probably high enough. I don't remember what the trimming settings and things were, but let's try straight up 0 for a bit. It's way too fast, apparently. So, where is this highway? Going into the menu has destroyed this again. Let's fix that. So we should arrive at State Route 178, northeast towards the mountains. I guess this is it underneath me now, and then northeast towards the mountains. Headed to a river. Okay, let's try maybe minus 0.01, and that seems a bit much. Now we're plummeting out of the sky. The ever so slight touch of the trim. Okay, gonna have to get used to this plane again. It's a bit fiddly. Right, I think we're at the river-ish. So now we want 41 degrees for 7 minutes and 50 seconds. Reset our clock. There we go, we're heading to this little gap in the mountains here. The Delonega Bridge. Fly above the Kern River as it carves through the chasm between the two mountains, forming the mouth of Kern Canyon. Even as the highway below takes a divergent path, soon enough you'll be reunited when the road bends back into view and a modest bridge carries it across the water. Right, well, in 7 minutes or so. We're basically following this road until we hit a bridge. Might need a bit more height. Only 41 degrees. Little bunch of buildings down there along the road and the river. Kern Canyon. Yeah, Canyon, mate. With no Lord and Saviour purple line to guide us, we can be a little bit looser with our flying around. So for example, I'm just going to follow the valley here rather than going over the mountain. Because yeah, timings and whatnot are going to be a bit tricky. Regardless, so we have to just go by what the instructions say. And yeah, I'm heading to a bridge. Now, in this case, I think we can vaguely go across like this. Have a look at the little town and bits of civilization along the road and river. Try and get over this hill here before heading back to our 41 degrees. I've done 3 minutes of nearly 8 minutes. Right, so the road should now be sneaking, there it is. Head back in roughly the direction we should be going, there we go. The river has just become a photograph. It's too churny in that bit for the algorithm to realise it's a river. Got pyramid ships in the background again. They're following us. Alright, where are you going, road? Probably about halfway there-ish. Well, yeah, a bit more than halfway. Back on our heading. Follow the river. Follow the road. So I think the instructions were saying that the road will diverge from the river, and when it comes back to the river, it will be where that bridge is. So, I mean, the road's still with the river. I guess we'll see a bridge eventually. Maybe they mean another road, the highway, and this is just a little road. Get over this hill without crashing into it. That's probably a reasonable thing to do. Alright, I think we've got another minute or so, possibly a little bit more because we're going a bit slow because we've been climbing quite a bit. Before we see this bridge. I wonder if that's the bridge there and we're very early. It's definitely a bridge. Suppose we should be in the green. Maybe we're going too fast. Alright, so now we're 49 degrees for 3:15. I think that was the bridge. Now we're heading to another bridge. River Bridge. Continue tracking the Kern River. Let's actually slow down a bit then. Along all its twists and turns, past rugged trailheads and remote campgrounds, natural hot springs and a century-old hydroelectric plant, you will find a sharp bend in the river that leads to a second roadway bridge. Oh, so maybe this is like the other planes in that the timing for the plan log, the nav log, is based on essentially being just with the green and the yellow. So we need to lose more speed. We're going too fast. Our timings are going to be wrong. So we're still following the river, roughly 49 degrees. There we go. Let's get to a reasonable speed. Somewhere around there, maybe even a little bit slower. The plane a little bit calmer. 49 degrees, and in about 2 minutes we should see another river bridge. As long as we follow the river. Talk about a different landscape to Alaska, huh? This is all deserty hills and foresty, rivery stuff. Not particularly cold. Alright, 1 more minute, we should see another bridge. Alright, so this plane likes to be at about 4,000 RPMs and 0 degrees trim for level flight. Roughly. Very roughly. I sort of feel like we're going to be falling out of the sky, but that's just because I'm used to the engine noise being much louder. Alright, the river peels off over there. And now suddenly we're going much slower. Come on, plane. No need to be this picky. Is this another bridge? There's the river. Here's another bridge. And we're a little bit early again. But I think this is the bridge. If it isn't, we're doomed. Alright. Start our clock. Now we want 22 degrees for 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Yep, we're following the road. Lake Isabella. You're nearly out of Kern Canyon now. After a few more twists and turns, the river will lead you past a town born during the California Gold Rush, towards the heart of the Kern River Valley, Lake Isabella. Okay, so we should see a lake over this hill, hopefully. And I am putting on the power to climb a little bit because we are lower than the hill right now. Or maybe just at the hill's height, but we want to be a bit higher than that. We don't want to risk it. Stray tree branch catching onto us, or a bird flying out getting into the propeller. Not that this game has any of that, but you know. And there's Lake Isabella in the distance. Huge little town over here on the right. He said huge little town. A little huge town? A big town. It's a big town. We won't call it a city, we'll call it a big town. The Kern River Valley. What are we doing? 22 degrees. Alright, we can slow it back down again. What, 4,000 or so? Ish. 4,200-ish. Okay, once we're at the lake, we'll turn in about a minute. Maybe we do need a little bit more power here. We're still dropping a bit. Come back ever so slightly. There we go. Now it's looking good. Alright, once we hit the river, the lake. Lake Isabella. Big buildings on the lakefront there. This trip definitely has a lot more to see in terms of different things to see than the others. Well, let's see, 68 degrees for 3 minutes 22. We'll reset our clock. We're heading to river opening. On the shore of the massive man-made reservoir, follow the curves of Lake Isabella to the east. In the distance, you'll find the mouth of another river feeding the lake. This is the South Fork Kern River, and it's waiting to lead you further. Alright, well we're basically following the road here now to that river that we can see off in the plains in the distance there. Three minutes away. Well, now we're 2.5 minutes away. Yep, heading directly towards it, so we're doing alright on our directions. Gives me some confidence that I'm not completely off course. There's the river off in the distance there. Say hello to the people. Hello, people! Another town over here. Pretty big. Over the lake / reservoir. Man-made apparently. Probably an old town underneath the water somewhere. back to the right turn. What's that square thing over on the left there? Monolith. Probably a building of some sort. Alright, so another 30 seconds or so. We'll just, once we get above the river opening, that's when we'll turn. Not that there's much of a turn next. We're just 3 degrees to the left. As we try and find out what this monolith is. Government secret building maybe, although not very secret if it's sticking out of the mountain like that. Is it some kind of bug in the algorithm? Is there actually a giant building there? Wow, look at the colours here. Alright, we're at the river opening. So, we now want 65 degrees for 4 minutes 41. Reset our clock. There we go. Onyx! The South Fork Kern River flows past several small flatland towns, eventually leading to a riverside community bordered by 2 rocky outcroppings, a wide open invitation back into the Sierra Nevada mountain pass. Excellent. Well, we're following the river. We're still... Okay, I do have an active connection. Thank you, game. It's the government facility. It's blocking us. Blocking our internet. I think that's just something that's gone wrong with the algorithm, to be perfectly honest. We've got a little house down here, red roof, and then some giant building here stuck on the side of the mountain with no road to it. Oh, you crazy algorithm, you. Alright, so what we're following the river, blah blah blah. Several small towns. Another 3.5 minutes. 2 rocky outcroppings. Okay. Lead on, river, lead on. And, yeah, back into the Sierra Nevada mountain pass. Alright. Well, let's see, we're another 2.5 minutes, so it's probably meaning about here is Onyx. I presume that's the name of the town. Question mark. Town over there. Multiple towns, but you know. Guess it depends on what you call a town, really. Right, it's about, well, still a minute and 20 seconds until we're supposed to turn, so yeah, what rocky outcroppings do you think it's talking about? These two here? Those two? The riverside community, bordered by 2 rocky outcroppings. Well, this must be Onyx, so I'll give myself another 30 seconds or so. In fact, I think we could probably do with a bit more height, to be perfectly honest. If we're heading back into the mountains. Where are we heading? We're sort of heading off towards the valley, really. Hello, Onyx. What a cute little town you are. Riverside town. Digging up the gold. Good on you, Onyx. Alright, I'm going to say we've done enough. So 50 degrees now for 442. There we go, 50. Cliffside. Let the river lead the way until it begins bending north into the mountains. It's there you'll find State Route 178 again. Follow the highway as it bends around a long stretch of cliffside and runs off in a southeasterly direction. So we're following the river again for 4.5 minutes until we're at a cliff. Seems easy enough. Thank you, go away. Servers are being a pain, my apologies. I don't know why it feels the need to completely take over the screen to tell me that the connection's been lost. Especially as it is connecting straight back up. But I have to say this game does like its immersion breaking big white boxes and big black boxes on the screen. You know, just a little box up here would have been fine. Alright, so where's State Route? I'm just following the river. And I guess we're then following the highway, which is in front of me here, till we get to some cliff faces. Okay. Okay. Understood. Level off a bit now. We've made it over that hill. Oh, go away. What a toxic screen. Trying to look at the scenery here. Doesn't even matter if we're connected or not. It's just for latest map updates. It'd still work. We'd still have the topography and everything. So just quietly make the connection again instead of blocking my whole screen. I guess we're probably heading to here-ish. Those are the cliff faces there. Or does it mean, yeah, about 1:42? Actually, maybe this is what it means. Scenery with just lots of civilization around here, you know, but what's going on here? There's lines, I guess it's for fields and things, but a little farmhouse maybe, or military shelling range or something. Very built up for this kind of landscape. Let's see, another minute before we're meant to be turning, so we'll give it that. We'll give it that. Well, I assume we're basically either following the river or the road, so yeah, I think we're hitting this road, judging by the next turn. I should be, yeah. I'm going to turn now. 120 for 8:15. So, Freeman Junction. It's a relatively straight shot continuing southeast until Highway 178 meets State Route 14 at the long-since-dead ghost town of Freeman Junction. Ghost Town. Alright, we're following this road. Highway 178. Lead on, oh glorious road. Eight minutes. Alright. Well, that says to me we're probably ending up over these mountains here. So we're just going to follow the road rather than the 120. Say hello to this little hidden away ranch here. What you doing hiding in amongst all those trees there, huh? Why are you hiding? What have you got to hide? Let's see, hang on, what was it? 120. The 120 would be sort of up over that peak. Alright, okay. Well, we'll sort of aim to get around these mountains. Maybe I'll gain some height. And sort of head in a curve around there, because our point's probably behind that mountain there somewhere. Sort of follow the road. Head sort of in the right direction. Just try and keep our speed up, but climb a little bit at the same time. And then if we find ourselves pretty much above the mountains, we can cut the corner. But for now, we head to where we're not going to crash. The trimming on this plane is so sensitive. Just one little tap and suddenly you're vertical, and one tap the other way and you're plummeting. There we go. We're sort of in a 5-degree... No, not really. Might depend on the wind. Seems quite a buffetable plane, if that is a word, which it isn't, of course. But it is now. You're welcome. Keep an eye on the highway. Looks like it's just disappearing into that mountain there, but that's just because it's going around the hill, I think. Oh, you're a furry mountain. Look how furry you are with all your trees. There you go, yes, the highway's there. Oh, okay. Just hidden behind the trees. Alright, keep following the highway now. We can successfully avoid the mountains. I mean, 120 from here isn't exactly where we want to be because we've cut the corner, well, not exactly cut the corner, we've almost gone the long way actually, but we'll just follow the road. The road is the landmark, and it's going to run into State Route 14 at some point. In fact, the ghost town, Freeman Junction. Keep an eye out for ghosts, and that's when we'll turn. Okay, we can drop speed, drop power a bit so that we don't need to climb anymore. We're pretty much out of the mountainous areas. Look at here, little rest stop here on the edge of the road. Love those. I love them. I love them so much. And we've also done 5.5 minutes of 8 minutes, so we're getting there, we're getting there. I expect to see this other state road show up very shortly. Well, it must be there, I just can't see it, is the issue. What does a ghost town look like when it's at home? I assume it would still have buildings, otherwise it would just be a ghost flat. So the algorithm should be showing buildings, I suppose. Where's this highway? What do we got? Another 1.5 minutes. So we should be running into this highway. What is it? State Route 14. 1-4. Wow, look at the size of that plain there. Just this whole area here. It must have all been underwater at one point to be this flat. Or massing. Me think it massing. Okay, so we are 1 minute out. Basically at the right heading at the moment. I suspect this is the ghost town, perhaps. Yeah, I don't know which one. I guess this is State Route 14 or whatever. Maybe that. There's roads everywhere. There's little tracks, little bush things. The actual junction for this road is here, so maybe this is Freeman Junction. Or here? Is that a road? That is a road, yeah. Well, got 20 seconds on the clock for this leg. So definitely in the right area. This could be the town. Or that town could be here somewhere. Don't know. Whatever it is, it ain't there anymore. It's just ghosts. Alright, so 36 degrees. I think we can successfully start turning now. This is the last segment. 36 degrees for 3 minutes 12. We're heading to Inyokurn Airport. Inyokurn! Turn towards the northeast, and behold! The arid desolation gives way to a small town built around a large airfield. In World War II, Inyokurn Airport was a bustling warfare center for the US Navy. Now its lengthy runways welcome you. Touch down and complete this first leg of your journey. On the march to war. Okay, so this must be State Route, whatever the F. And we're heading 36 degrees. And somewhere in the next 3 minutes will be an airport. Let's see what it looks like on the map. Quite large. I think this is it here. Yeah, I think it is. I think so. Now, we're 5,000 feet up, but I think the plain here is, as in the floodplains, whatever you want to call it, the flats here are pretty high in the air anyway. So I don't know exactly what height the airport is at. But we're going to start slowing down, I think. And you're losing a bit of height, hopefully. Slow down quite a bit. I'm not seeing any flashing lights that might tell me which runway is the main runway right now, but I think I'll land on this one. Hopefully it registers. Okay, we can flap down even more. Try not to stall. We can come into this view now. No, I think I prefer that. There we go. Okay, we're in the white. We're not going too fast. I think we're probably... I don't know, I was going to say need a bit of power, but no, we're okay. I think at this point we can continue on our approach. We're at the very least either going to be perfect or short, which is what I want, because then I can always power through if I'm short. Slowly head our way towards the runway here. Hello, Inyokern. Kern River, Kern Canyon, and now Inyokern? What is this Kern? What a big airport, really, isn't it? Big buildings, maybe some hotels. Bit of power, maybe. Bit of power, coming in a bit short, I think. Oh, I think we're okay. We're pretty good. Lander. Let's get her landed. I think we're good with power now. We can just float our way in. Maybe not. Now we can. Probably would have been okay, but hey, didn't want to take the risk. Bit of a bounce. The back wheel down. Start putting the brakes on. Got to be careful with this plane, because if you put the brakes on too hard, you actually flip forward and it ends the whole mission, and you have to start again. Oh, see there, that flip. It worries me. It worries me, but we did it. 45 minutes, leg one of Nevada. Microsoft Flight Simulator bush trip. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you can join me for the next one. Au revoir. Goodbye.